Good morning, everyone. This is His Word Only. Let's get right into the Word of God. So today we're going to be reading Numbers chapter 31. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites. Afterward shalt thou be gathered unto thy people. And Moses spake unto the people, saying, Arm some of yourselves unto the war, and let them go against the Midianites, and avenge the Lord of Midian. Of every tribe 1,000, throughout all the tribes of Israel, shall ye send to the war. So there were delivered out of the thousands of Israel 1,000 of every tribe, 12,000 armed for war. And Moses sent them to the war, 1,000 of every tribe, them and Phinehas the son of Eleazar the priest, to the war, with the holy instruments, and the trumpets to blow in his hand. And they warred against the Midianites, as the Lord commanded Moses, and they slew all the males. And they slew the kings of Midian, beside the rest of them that were slain, namely Evi, and Rechem, and Zur, Hur, and Reba, 5 kings of Midian. Balaam also the son of Beor they slew with the sword. And the children of Israel took all the women of Midian captives, and their little ones, and took the spoil of all their cattle, and all their flocks, and all their goods. And they burnt all their cities wherein they dwelt, and all their goodly castles with fire. And they took all the spoil, and all the prey, both of men and of beasts. And they brought the captives, and the prey, and the spoil unto Moses, and Eleazar the priest, and unto the congregation of the children of Israel, unto the camp at the plains of Moab, which are by Jordan, near Jericho. And Moses and Eleazar the priest, and all the princes of the congregation, went forth to meet with them without the camp. And Moses was wroth with the officers of the host, with the captains over thousands, and the captains over hundreds, which came from the battle. And Moses said unto them, Have ye saved all the women alive? Behold, these caused the children of Israel, through the counsel of Balaam, to commit trespass against the Lord in the matter of Peor. And there was a plague among the congregation of the Lord. Now therefore kill every male among the little ones, and kill every woman that hath known by thy living or lying with him. But all the women and children that have not known a man by laying with him, keep alive for yourselves, and do abide without the camp 7 days. Whosoever hath killed any person, and whosoever had touched any slain, purify both yourselves and your captives on the 3rd day, and on the 7th day, and purify all your raiment, and all that is made of skins, and all the work of goat's hair, and all the things made of wood. And Eleazar the priest said unto the men of war which went to the battle, This is the ordinance of the law which the Lord commanded Moses. Only the gold and silver, the brass and the iron, the tin and the lead, everything that made abide the fire, ye shall make it go through the fire, and it shall be clean. Nevertheless, it shall be purified with the water of separation, and all that abideth not the fire, ye shall make go through the water. And ye shall wash your clothes on the 7th day, and ye shall be clean, and afterward ye shall come into the camp. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Take the sum of the prey that was taken, both of man and of beast, thou and Eleazar the priest, and the chief fathers of the congregation, and divide the prey into 2 parts, between them that took the war upon them, who went out to battle, and between all the congregation. And Levi a tribute unto the Lord of the men of war which went out to the battle, 1 soul of 500, both of the persons, and of the beeves, and of the asses, and of the sheep. Take it of their half, and give it unto Eleazar the priest, for a heave offering of the Lord. And the children of Israel's half, thou shalt take 1 portion of 50, of the persons, of the beeves, and of the asses, and of the flocks, of all manner of beasts, and give them unto the Levites, which keep the charge of the tabernacle of the Lord. And Moses and Eleazar the priest did as the Lord commanded Moses. And the booty, being the rest of the prey which the men of war had caught, was 600,000 and 70,000 and 5,000 sheep, and 312,000 beeves, and 301,000 asses, and 32,000 persons in all, of women that had not known man by lying with him, and the half which was the portion of them that went out to war was in the number of 3,007 and 30,500 sheep. And the Lord's tribute of the sheep was 660 and 15. And the bees were 30,006,000, of which the Lord's tribute was 312. And the asses were 30,500, of which the Lord's tribute was 301. And the persons were 16,000, of which the Lord's tribute was 32 persons. And Moses gave the tribute, which was the Lord's heave offering, unto the Eleazar the priest, as the Lord commanded Moses. And the children of Israel's half, which Moses divided from the men that warred. Now that the half that pertained unto the congregation was 300,000 and 30,000 and 7,500 sheep, and 36,000 beeves, 30,000 asses, and 500, and 16,000 persons. Even of the children of Israel's half, Moses took one portion of 50, both of man and beast, and gave them unto the Levites, which kept the charge of the tabernacle of the Lord, as the Lord commanded Moses. And the officers which were over thousands of the host, the captains of thousands, and the captains of hundreds, came near unto Moses. And they said unto Moses, Thy servants have taken the sum of the men of war which are under our charge, and where lacketh not one man of us. We have therefore brought an oblation for the Lord. What every man hath gotten of jewels of gold, chains and bracelets, rings, earrings, tablets, to make an atonement for our souls before the Lord. And Moses and Eleazar the priest took gold of them, even all wrought jewels, and all the gold of the offering that they offered up to the Lord, and captains of thousands, and captains of hundreds, and was 16,750 shekels. For the men of war had taken spoil, every man for himself. And Moses and Eleazar the priest took the gold of the captains of thousands and of hundreds, and brought it into the tabernacle of congregation, for a memorial for the children of Israel before the Lord. And that is the end of Numbers chapter 31. As a summary of Numbers chapter 31, we have the slaughter of Midian. And the Lord spoke to Moses, told him to avenge the children of Israel of the Midianites, right? Because beforehand, they were the ones that Israel sinned with. They got Israel, to lay with them and sin and all that stuff, right? And this started with Balaam. And, right, because he couldn't curse them, so the only way he could do anything was to get them to sin, right? So God tells Moses, get the tribes together and go war against the Midianites. And about 1,000 from each tribe goes, and then we also have Eleazar the priest. This is the high priest going out there, right? I mean, imagine if we had stuff like this today, that wouldn't happen probably. But it's interesting, he had one of the highest members, in that society go out to war. So, there you go. Well, he wasn't necessarily warring, but he was, trumpeting and all that stuff and singing praises and all that, right? And then, of course, they killed all the kings and the warring males and all that. And then they took about, I think it was like 32,000 Midianitish women or Midianite women and children and stuff. And Moses wasn't too happy with that. Sounds like they weren't supposed to do that. These people were probably, if they weren't Nephilim, they were close to it, right? And I don't mean they were Nephilim themselves. I'm just saying they were close to this stuff. right? And intermingling with these shenanigans, right? So that's why God, you know, tells him to kill all the women that laid with him or with men and all that, right? And leave the children that have it, that are still, virgins and all that. And it's rough. I mean, you gotta understand, God doesn't think like we do. And these people aren't good people, let's just say, right? Not saying the Israelites were better, you know what I mean? But still, they were offering up their kids, right? All that stuff, doing fornication with these rituals, all this stuff. So there's some pretty nasty stuff when you get into paganism and all that. And, God does say that in Jacob in Isaiah 14 that Jacob will take captive the captors. So this is part of that. Because what happened after Israel, sinned and God said, okay, well, fine, I'll just let them take you. Well, they came and enslaved them, didn't they? And one thing that I want to point out is that they had to treat them like human beings, right? There was one law for the Israelites and one, and the same law for the Gentiles, right? So they had to treat them like they wanted to be treated, right? Love God and treat others the way you want to be treated. They couldn't treat them like dogs. So there's that. Again, God doesn't think like we do. He, this may seem harsh to us, but there's a lot more going on behind the scenes, right? There's some shenanigans going on here, trying to lead people away and get them corrupted, right? That's the whole point of this. Is the enemy's trying to get them corrupted. But anyways, I'm sorry for that long rant. I just wanted to explain some things because I know it sounds harsh. But anyways, the division of the booty. And so, of course, you have the women, children. They divided that up. All the gold, tin, and stuff like that, they would put it through the fire, and then all the stuff that wasn't, metal and all that, put it through water and clean it off, and then go outside the camp for 7 days, stuff like that, right? Clean yourself off, and then where is it? But yeah, that's pretty much that. Oh yeah, and then they took all the gold from the captains and thousands and gave it to the tabernacle, right? But this is where, if you were poor and you needed something, that Israel could go there. This is like the treasury house, but for everyone. I think that's what people miss here, right? Is that when it says bring it to the tabernacle, it's not going, oh, this is ours, right? No, it's everybody got a piece of it, right? If they needed help, if they, you know what I mean? So, anyways, guys, I apologize for the rants. This series isn't supposed to be like that, so I apologize. I try to keep them out, but anyways, I hope you guys were edified, and you guys have a wonderful day.